Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Rohatin Yumti Mosli. So today I will present and explain about my individual project, which is to compare the different factors of affecting online purchasing behavior between gender, which is between male and female. So in this video, we'll explain about how to use the SPSS, in which we check the normality of data by using normality test. From that we know what test we should run for this project, either parametric test or non-parametric test. So first thing first is we need to know how to transfer data from Excel to SPSS. So first step is go to File and then Input Data, go to Excel. And then you select the file, which is the Excel file, and then we'll click Open. Appear the data. Alright, then this is the all item in the questionnaire, include the demographic data. So first thing first, we need to change in type in variable view, which is all the string must change to numeric. Because of after that, we want to make a coding in this data in order for easy to us to look at data view in number. Numeric until the last item, and then we go to the decimal. Why decimal part is 0? Because the item in the questionnaire is without decimal point, so we set as a no decimal point, 0. And then we go to the value. The value is where we make a coding to the item, to the data. First is for each, for the number, such as the number, the label is for number 1. This refer to question number 1, like the item number 1, and then 2 is for item number 2. Then we click OK. And then for the age, first is we have age 18 and below. Number 2, we have 19 to 30. And then we click until we finish this part, until the last age. It's the same step. And then we go to gender. We have 2. First is male, and the second is female. Then we click add, and then click OK. family socioeconomic. Value 1 is for less than RM 1000. If we add second is RM 1001 until RM 1500. Then we click OK, family, and then we go to e-commercial platform. Number 1, Shopee. Then we click add. Number 2 is Lazada. Same goes to other item. And then for question, this part is actually the question in the questionnaire. This one is first. We put as strongly disagree. Second is disagree. Third, we put as neutral. Fourth, for agree. And fifth is for strongly agree. Then click add and then okay. So we repeat this step. Same goes to the other items. Then we go to the measure. Measure is for the age. We set as a scale. Gender as nominal. Family socio is nominal. E-commercial is nominal. But for the question is scale. And change the scale. Also, we repeat this step for the other item. That's all. Thank you. Right, after we key in the data, this is the look of variable view after we key in. And then the next is data view. This is the looks of data view after we key in the data and by coding them. If we click this, is change and show us all the item in the data. But we must choose this. It's more easier to us to detect or have other missing data or not. And then the next step is we must know the data normal or not by doing normality test. So the first step is we must go to the analyze and then go to the descriptive statistic and go to the explore. And then at here we can see dependent list and vector list. We focus on these two. So for the dependent list, we put all the vector affecting all the 5. Okay. And then for vector list, we put gender. Right, and then we go to statistic. Okay. Then we go to the plot, histogram, and normality plot with test. Then we click continue and then we click OK. With the data is shown. Wait, the data is appear. Why we want to check the normality test? Because from normality test, we know the data is normal or not. So from normal or not, we can know what test we should run for this project, for this data, either parametric or non-parametric tests. Alright, the processor is ready. Look it here. So first is, if you want to look the normality result, we look at test of normality. Okay, at the test of normality, we look at Shapirowick. Shapirowick, sorry. We look at the number of the value in the significant part. So if Shapirowick said the value more than 0.05, the data is normal. So when we look all the factor here, all the data in the significant is normal, but some have some less than 0.05, which is 0.110. 010. So this is at the gender male, in which the factor of aesthetic. So if we want to check this part is normal or not, we go to the descriptive table. Okay, at this descriptive table, we go to the factor aesthetic content, and we go to the male, and we go to skewness and kurtosis. At the skewness and kurtosis set, it become normal when the number is not more than plus minus 3. So if we look at this value, the number is totally not more than plus minus 3. So the data in this project is normal. So the data, we can conclude that the data is normal. Alright, after we key in the data and then we do a normality test, now we know the data is normal. Next is we do manual scoring. So in order you want to do a manual scoring, first is you go to transform and click the compute variable. At this part, we have a target variable. At target variable, if you want to insert the variable, you cannot put it space, but we can put it underscore. For in this project, we have five factor, right? So every 5 factor it have the item itself. So the first factor is perceive underscore benefits underscore for online shopping. Alright, and then after that we go to the function group. In order you want to do a manual scoring, you select the statistical and then you select mean, and then you put it a numeric expression. Then we delete what we don't want and then insert all the item in the factor 1. So the first is this, and then comma, second question, comma, third question, comma. After we doing this part, we will do all the in this data, all the item in this data. We do this part to all the factor and all the item. After we do that, we will get this table. So this is where how you want to do a manual scoring. Okay, next, after we know the data is normal, and because of we want to compare the factor between gender, so we decide to use independent t-test. So in order you want to do the independent t-test, we will go to analyze and then compare means, and then you select independent sample t-test. After that, we can see at this view we have test variable and grouping variable. For test variable, we insert all the factors for this data, which is perceived benefit, alright. Next is for grouping variable. Grouping variable is where we want to compare between gender, so we select gender here, and then we define group. Define group because of we already do a coding in variable view at the value. So grouping 1 for male and grouping 2 for female, and then we click continue, and then we click OK. Alright, after that, for this part, after we get the independent sample data table, we look and focus at significant value and significant to tail value. Okay, for the first step is we must do look significant value. So if the significant value is 0.05, more than 0.05, we look at equal variance assume. But if the significant value is less than 0.05, we look at equal variance not assumed. So for this data, all the significant value is more than 0.05, so we look at equal variance assumed, and we focus on significant to tail at equal variance assumed. So if we look at this point, significant to tail is all the value is more than 0.05. So we can conclude there is no significance between gender towards different factor affecting online purchasing behavior, which is these 5 factors: perceived benefit of online shopping, perceived risk and disadvantage of online shopping, hedonic motivation for online shopping, trust and security issue in online shopping, and also aesthetic content factor, transactional design. So there is no significance between gender and these 5 factors. That's all. Thank you.